Keeping tabs with what is happening at Safari Park, the Ministry of Health is currently hosting a breakfast meeting to deliberate on this year's preparations for the World Malaria Day. As you can see, currently speaking is Madam Muthoni, who is the PS for Health. Let's listen.
Of 2024, and it covered 95% of the households. The strategy, again, that is the Kenya Malaria Strategy of 2019-2023, achieved a 7% decline in malaria incidence and mortality, which reduced by 32%. So we are moving in the right direction. Okay. I hope you're not telling me to repeat. So the new strategy, that is 2023 to 2027, is under development, and will address the emerging issues, re-emerging issues that include climate change and cross-border malaria control, leveraging on primary care networks. Remember, I keep saying, in our country, we have about 29 border entry points. And every now and then, when you look at the influx of the people coming in and out of our country again, and the change in terms of vector-borne diseases, we are prone to also have probably a bit of a change in strategy on how to deal with the issues, and especially malaria. But with partnerships through and through. And I want to encourage you, please, don't work in silos. We will not achieve if we continue working in silos. That you want to go and fundraise your small fund somewhere. Somebody else is also fundraising at the same time. The ministry is taking a lead in a big campaign, but you still want to stay in abeyance. I want to encourage all the partners, come on board and don't come through back doors. Make sure you come through the open door, the front door, because the ministry has an open door policy. We don't close people. So please come, have a conversation with us so that we can see how we can eradicate malaria in this country. You won't do it alone. You'll keep going round in circles. And if you really want to be genuine, then come to the ministry and give a proposal of how you want us to move forward. We can't do it alone. Therefore, to all the partners, be on board in this boat if you really want us to impact and sustain. The issue here is be impactful, be sustainable in everything that you do. The ongoing cycle of net distribution, also known the Mass Net campaign, began last year, and we are aiming at completing the distribution to all the targeted communities by the end of June 2024. And we are aiming over 15 million nets to have been distributed in the campaign. You see, why I'm talking about silo operations. If you look at our mass net distribution, we surely have a gap. But somebody somewhere has money, and you have not come on board to be part of this. So if we are moving in the right direction and in the same direction with yourselves, ensure that you are at the table. This has been through the support of Global Fund and USAID, through PMI, who enabled us to raise the slightly above 15 million nets, which fell short of meeting our overall target of 18.6 million nets needed to cover all targeted population in the country. Therefore, for the other partners, come on board. We are still ongoing with this activity. It's not too late. Let's bridge that gap. of about 3.6 million nets that are required. The investment may not yield the desired results of reversing malaria burden unless every member of the household in targeted regions and beyond positively change behavior and adopt the correct practice of using the mosquito nets consistently every night and in every season of the year. In view of this, we continue to work very closely with our stakeholders at any given time, who include the communities we serve, to enhance the social and behavior change communication campaigns to all the targeted communities, sensitized on correct and consistent use of these nets, among another preventive tools that are deployed to protect malaria. We are working very hard to move away from more curative to preventive and promotive, and hence why we trained, equipped, and tooled the over 100,000 community health promoters. They have been of much help to us, and especially in the distribution of the MassNet campaign. Therefore, if all of us joined hands, then we will leave this place a better place. This is what we are terming as the true power of everyone, where everyone takes responsibility and plays their rightful role and acknowledges that zero malaria starts with every individual in the community, and cumulative effort of all of us gives effect to malaria elimination in Kenya. This year's theme, Gender, Health Equity, and Human Rights, calls on us to prioritize better outcomes for women and girls by applying a gender lens malaria programming and ensure that this demography of our population access health services by eliminating all barriers confronting them in line with our UHC agenda. I think in the African norm, you're supposed to, in some communities, you'll find that when there's one net in the household, it is given to the man. So the man covers himself, he sleeps on the best sheets, sleeps on the, and in others it is vice versa. Because gender is not about men. It's either of them. So in others, where there's a mother and there's a child, the net is given to the mother who has the child. So sleeps on the best, under the best net. But what we are saying is whether you are a man or a woman, with or without a child, sleep under a mosquito net. We all know where we want to be to get rid of malaria once and for all. And we know what to do. Intensify our efforts. In all this, we must appreciate that to fully implement our strategy, we need to invest significantly. So it's not just about the net. What about the investment that is put in the strategy? Implementation. Where are we at? And the just ended strategic plan had or has a funding gap of about 24 billion. We acknowledge how our funding partners, including the Global Fund, USAID, and even the ad hoc support provided by the private sector through platforms such as End Malaria, have been of great value.
That has been Public Health PS, Madam Mary Muthoni there at Safari Park Hotel, where they are having a breakfast meeting in regards to the preparations of this year World Malaria Day, celebrations that will be held in Nyakach in Kisumu